Good evening to you all. A very warm welcome to ETV News. I am Grum Tariku. The Sixth House of People's Representatives of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia is scheduled to hold its fourth regular session tomorrow. According to the Communication Directorate of the House, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed will entertain and respond to queries submitted by the members of the Parliament regarding FDRA President Sahle-Work Zewde's opening speech delivered during the joint session of the two houses on October 10, 2022. Hence, the House is expected to listen to the government's position and approve the motion. The House Communication Directorate said the ambassadors of various countries in Addis Ababa and representatives of international organizations, religious leaders, and other invited guests are expected to attend the session. Former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta said the agreement made by senior military leaders of the Ethiopian federal government and leaders of TPLF combatants is a practical demonstration of African solutions to African problems. It is also believed that the agreement reached between the two leaders lays foundation for the implementation of the Pretoria Peace Agreement. Shagga Yamato has the following account.
The signed agreement between senior military leader of the Ethiopian federal government and the TPLF combatant leader in Kenya, Nairobi recently could have paramount impetus for the implementation of the Pretoria Agreement. The former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta said the agreement made by senior military leader of the Ethiopian federal government and the TPLF combatant leader is a practical demonstration of African solutions to African problems.
It's not been an easy path. These have been combatants in the field, but what has impressed me most is that despite being combatants, they have both, including their teams, shown a real sense of patriotism and duty to their people through the need to ensure that peace prevails in Ethiopia, that peace prevails in our region, and that the guns truly go silent on the continent of Africa.
Kenyatta also called on the two parties to work together to address humanitarian aid to people affected by the war based on the agreement.
I am heartened by the fact that both parties recognize the need for the people of Ethiopia, wherever they come from, are in need of humanitarian assistance today, are in need of food, are in need of medicine, are in need of a resumption of services. And the responsibility to facilitate that lies largely with two gentlemen who are with us here today, and I am sure that they shall fulfill that duty.
Commending all parties involved to the success of the agreement, the former president stated that the agreement really demonstrates the capacity Africans have to solve their own problems by themselves.
We as the people of Africa have our own solutions. All we need to do is to engage, to respect, and to honor one another, to love our motherland, to love our continent, and to realize that in whatever capacities we hold, our responsibility is to make this continent better for our children than we found it.
The two senior military leaders agreed in Kenya and Nairobi on permanent cessation of hostilities, disarmament of the TPLF, proper media coverage, among others.
Ethiopia will host an international conference on internet management this week. In an exclusive interview with EBC, Ethiopian Innovation and Technology State Minister said Internet Governance Conference is a forum where ideas and challenges related to the internet are shared to provide a source of ideas for policy makers. Kasaun Chane has more on that.
Ethiopian Innovation and Technology State Minister, in an exclusive interview with BBC, underscored that some points about the uniqueness of the Internet Governance Forum, the issues it raises and the importance it has for Ethiopia will be discussed vividly this November. The nation is to host the 17th IGF.
We have accepted the idea of internet governance, believing its paramount importance to Ethiopia, and undertaking various tangible efforts concerning informing the reforms in the country, promoting the tourism potential of Ethiopia, and many more critical development endeavors of the nation.
The International Conference on the Internet Governance Forum has set critical for a wide range of benefits for Ethiopia and will be attended by more than 2,500 participants this month in the nation.
We believe the forum to be undertaken in Ethiopia will bring about various importance which will be achieved in short and long-term efforts. The short-term efforts will be related to the buying and selling of goods and services like clothes, cash crops and coffee to the international community, whereas the long-term efforts will promote Ethiopia's tourism potential by showing that Ethiopia is still a stable country with the wrong narratives of peace and security.
According to the state minister, government officials, representatives of the private sector, civil society organizations, higher educational institutions, and others will attend the conference. The Ministry of Innovation and Technology will.
Unison Corporate Company builds largest edible oil factory in the country at a cost of 1.5 billion birr in Bahar Dar city of the Amhara region. The company said it will contribute to solving the edible oil shortage among the nearby community and the country at large. Goshu Melso has the details.
Constituted by three brothers in part of Unison Corporate Business, an edible oil factory was built with an outlay of 1.5 billion birr in Bahar Dar city of the Amhara region. Chief of Amhara region Yilqal Kafale and other senior regional officials inaugurated the factory, which is said to have the capacity to produce more than 30,000 liters of oil per day. It has been pointed out that the factory uses soybeans, wool, sesame, nuggets, nuts, and other oil seeds as inputs.
When we initiated the investment, we considered the shortage of food oil supply in the region as well as the nation at large. The inaugurated oil factory, which commenced production, has the capacity to produce 30,000 liters of oil per day.
The construction of the factory is completed in short period of time amid a soaring price of construction materials. Amhara Region Investment and Industry Bureau said investment flow in the region is sharply increasing.
Currently, there are 2,400 small enterprises, 740 medium and 273 higher manufacturing industries. Totally, 3,443 factories are operational in the region. Of this, 754 manufacturing companies use agricultural products as input. This oil factory is the 755th factory in the region.
Chief of the Amhara region Yilqal Kafale for his part said the inauguration and commencing of production in short period of time is an exemplary for other investors.
Unison የዘይት ፋብሪካ ባህር ዳርና አካባቢውን
Unison Corporate Oil Factory joined the business to alleviate cooking oil supply shortage in Bahar Dar and surrounding areas. The factory is inaugurated in a short period of time. It will be exemplary for other investors. They should learn from this company that come to operational in planned time. The regional government is determined to support investors.
The factory owned by Unison Corporate has created job opportunities for more than 100 permanent and 80 temporary workers.
Bahar Dar University, in collaboration with Japanese universities, is contributing to the transfer of technology in education sector. The chief of Amhara region, Yilqal Kafale, met with Japanese ambassador to Ethiopia, Ito Takako, and held discussions. In the discussion, the chief of the region appreciated the support of the Japanese people and government for the development of Ethiopia and the Amhara region in particular. Ambassador Ito Tikako on her part said that for the past 7 years, the Japanese government has been working in cooperation with Bahir Dar University to produce qualified workforce trained in science and technology. During her stay in the region, the ambassador is expected to visit various projects backed by her government, including Kaizen implementation in health institutions. The Community of Eastern Africa States EAC announced on Sunday that the next set of peace talks on the situation in Eastern DRC will take place in Kenya on November 21st. The announcement coincided with more fighting on Sunday near Goma between government forces and the M23 rebels. The new clashes caused a resurgence of tensions between the DRC and Rwanda, accused by Kinshasa of active support to this rebellion. Kigali, however, has denied the allegations. The announcement of peace talks in Kenya follows a meeting on Friday between Angolan President Jose Lourenço and his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame. The EAC peace facilitator for Eastern DRC, former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye arrived in Kinshasa on Sunday for a 2-day visit. Over now to a quick reminder of the headlines. Kenyatta says Nairobi's concise deal demonstrates Africans' capacity to solve own problems. Unison Corporate inaugurates edible oil factory in Bahir Dar, built at a cost of 1.5 billion. Well, you have been watching ETV News. Thanks for your company and have a great time.